Okay. Okay, we'll do it differently, and inshallah, this is not going to break down. Inshallah. So, those of you joining me, continuation from the last Facebook Live, please do say salams. Let me know if you are here. Just say I'm here. And those of you just joining now, please do say salams. So really, we are not giving up. We were just talking about how Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, he went through so much difficulties in his life, but he never ever gave up, right? He continued giving dawah to the people. It shows his mercy towards the people, and it shows his perseverance that no matter how tough it is, we don't give up. We Muslims, we don't give up because we know the result doesn't even matter that much. The reason we are working hard is because we love Allah and we want to show Him our effort. Allah rewards you according to your effort. So the question I was asking you, did Allah reward Prophet Nuh alayhi salam according to how many people became Muslim, or according to how much effort he put in to giving dawah? Allah rewarded him according to the what? Effort or the result? How many people became Muslim? Tell me in the comments. See, Ayan is back too. Effort, right? Allah rewarded him according to the effort that he put in, right? Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala rewarded him according to the effort. So the effort you are putting in right now in fasting, the effort that you're putting into reading the Qur'an, even if you find yourself getting stuck a lot, right? That you're like, oh, I get stuck, I'm reading a little bit and it's hard. Allah will reward you double, right? For the double than somebody who just reads smoothly, right? Maybe like your parents. Allah will reward you for trying, that you tried to be kind, you tried to control your anger, right? Maybe you still got angry, but at least you tried, right? Allah will reward you for every time you are trying. Allah will reward you to trying to at least help your mom. Maybe, sometimes you are not so good at it, but Allah will reward you for trying. Allah will reward you for every second you are trying to do your homework, inshallah, if you are doing it for the sake of Allah. How do you do homework for the sake of Allah? You make a good intention, right? We talked about this a lot. We make a good intention that I'm doing it so I can be a good, strong Muslim and help other people as I grow up, inshallah. An educated, strong Muslim. So, okay, good. I see a lot of people now answered Shahida and Shahida Bibi, Shahida Khan, mashallah. Two Shahidas, Lita and Ayan as well, mashallah. Effort is the answer. And that's what we are doing this Ramadan, putting in a lot of effort. Okay, then what happened? We know that these people made fun of him. What happens when somebody makes fun of you? Every time they make fun of you, they bully you, they are mean to you, Allah is watching. Sometimes they bully you, they say something mean to you, you're stupid, you're a loser, right? And you might even forget about it. You know who never forgets what they said to you and how it made you feel? Allah. He never forgets. And on the day of judgment, Allah will take from their good deeds. If they never apologized, they never repented, they never did something, to fix what they had done, then Allah will take from their good deeds and give them to you. Yeah, Allah will give them to you. If somebody called you stupid, they just gave you their good deeds. Yeah, and if they have no good deeds, then Allah will take from your sins and give to them. So they will have to suffer the punishment for a mistake you made in hellfire. So when somebody is mocking you, isn't it like a favor they are doing to you? Yeah. Don't you think then you should say thank you? I think so. At least you can smile. Be happy about what just happened. right? So this is a strength for a Muslim then. It doesn't matter if they're making fun of me. Let them make fun of me. I'm getting their good deeds. They don't even know that yet. Right? Or they're taking my sins. Let them take my sins. Call me another stupid. Right? No, we shouldn't say that. But, it doesn't matter then, inshallah. We don't feel sad then. So we know Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, he got mocked, bullied for not just a little while, but for hundreds of years he got bullied. But he kept help. And you see what he's doing? He's trying to help his bullies. Help them go to Jannah. How strong must his heart have been? How merciful his heart must have been. What happens like if your sibling is mean to you? Next day you're gonna help them? You'll be like, you were mean to me yesterday. I'm not helping you now. I hope not. Right? I hope you're like Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. That you do even more to help them. Right? Especially our family. Okay. Then what else do we learn from it? We know then these people did not listen. He gave them so many, Allah sent them a prophet. Allah tried to help them in so many ways, but they just did not listen. They were just becoming arrogant, more and more and more arrogant, and mocking Allah's prophet for such a long time. Finally, Nuh alayhi salam asked Allah to punish them, right? After such a long time. And Allah accepted his dua, and Allah punished these people. Allah sent them, and Prophet Nuh alayhi salam warned them. It's not like they didn't know what was going to happen. They knew. He told them that, there's still time. He warned them. There's still time. Come back to Allah. If somebody, imagine if a prophet of Allah says to you, if you get a warning like this, that be careful. Be careful. If Allah sends you a warning like that, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do? I have to wait because it takes time for Facebook. It takes like 10 seconds from the time I say till the time I see your answers. Tell me, what would you do if you heard a warning like that? If you got a warning like that, what would you do? Come back. Yeah, come back to Allah. Turn back to Allah. Would we focus on asking for forgiveness? I will listen, yeah. We will do what the Prophet is telling us Allah wants us to do, right? We'll try, immediately we turn back, right? We'll ask Allah for forgiveness. What did these people do? Nothing. They made fun of him. They made even more fun of him. Yeah, it's going to rain. We will drown. It's drought here, right? My Nuh has gone crazy. Look, he's building a boat and there is no water around. And he's building a boat in the desert, right? They made fun of him. They mocked him even more, right? Like sometimes we see people like, look at Muslims like, oh, you people believe in this. They kept making fun of him more and more and more. But he kept on going. He knows he's right. Do you know you're right? So you stay firm, right? Not only were these people in his community, people in his world, but people that were close to him, from his family. So I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, a lot of, you can tell me if that's the case. Sometimes it could be people very close to us from our family, maybe our cousins, uncles, aunties, maybe one of our parents too, who doesn't pray. Or maybe sometimes they are friends, our neighbors, and they make fun of us. It's people close to us. People we love, they don't believe in Allah the way you do. And they make fun of you for believing, for wearing the hijab, or for praying 5 times a day. They're like, oh, why are you doing this? You don't need to do all that, right? I don't do all that, right? And they're Muslims. Sometimes they're even Muslims. Sometimes they are not. So then we start thinking, it can feel worse because you love them, right? And that was the case with Prophet Nuh alayhi salam as well. Because even in his family, including his son, there was People that did not believe in Allah. People close to him, people he loved very much. And we saw that with Prophet Muhammad as well, right? People close to him. So many people. The people even who used to be his best friends since he was a little child did not believe in him. So even those people were making, even his son made fun of him. He said, I'll go on a mountain if it rains. I don't need to be, be saved by you. Like, oh, you are being really silly. You're being really ridiculous, right? Making fun of Nuh alayhi salam. But he stayed firm. So what should we do if our relatives are doing that? We stayed firm. And we keep trying to help them. Like Nuh alayhi salam, he did not give up. He didn't say, oh, you, my son, I hate you. You don't listen to me. Go away. No. He kept trying to help him. Right? We know he kept trying to make dua to Allah. If you can't, if they're not listening to you, you try the best you can. But the least we can do is to make dua to Allah for them. Then may Allah help them. Right? May Allah guide them. May Allah help you say the right words to them. Show the right actions to them. Instead of you changing because of what other people are saying. Actually, a lot of people do that. They get bullied at school, and then they start thinking, what can I do so the bullies will like me? So they start changing. Maybe if I wear the best clothes, maybe if I act like the bully, then the bully will like me. Prophet Nuh alayhi salam did no such thing. He stayed firm on the right way. If he had, then we know he would have lost too. Anyways, then what happens? Then we know that the flood comes, the water starts coming. And Prophet Nuh alayhi salam built a massive boat, right? And he got all the, Allah saved people on that boat. A lot of Muslims, whoever the Muslims were at that time, they weren't a lot. They were only a few. And Allah saved them. And those people who were so arrogant for such a long time, they lost. Now, it might seem like that was their punishment. That was the beginning of their punishment. It wasn't, dying wasn't the punishment. Really, if you think about it. The real punishment is the fact that they died and now they have no chance to correct themselves. They were given thousands of, so many chances. And they ignored it all. Now, game over. The end. Hellfire. They died in that state. And what's next if you die in that state? Hellfire. Much worse. Right? Much worse than just dying. So now, for much longer than they mocked him, they are going to have to suffer. So now this is very relevant to us right now. Because we see how Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala can send us these massive punishments, right? Now, a lot of the people right now are wondering, is coronavirus a punishment of Allah for us? Is Allah punishing all of us? Is Allah punishing you? I don't think you should think like that, especially you kids, right? And we don't know. We don't know what Allah wants with this. We don't know, right? It's not like the people of Nuh alayhi salam or the Thamud, that it is written in the Qur'an that it is a punishment from Allah, right? So nobody can say for sure, this is it, I know. Right? Only Allah knows what it is, right? And it will be differently for different people. For some people, remember, when the storm came, the losers lost. But the Muslims, they became better because of that, isn't it? The people who had believed in Nuh alayhi salam, it must have been very hard for them too. They must have been mocked too, but they stayed firm too, and this was their ultimate test, and they passed it. So right now, it is different for different people. Whether the coronavirus is a punishment or a mercy for you, you will determine that with your actions, right? Is it going to make you better, closer to Allah, then this might be, the coronavirus might be the best thing that ever happened to you, right? If it helps you become a better Muslim, this might be the best time of your life, right? And for some people, they will just completely ignore everything now. They used to go to the masjid, and now they won't even go to the masjid. They can't, right? So they don't even pray Jummah, they don't pray Tarawih, they do nothing. They just waste all day. So they will become worse because of that. But some people, like you, I hope, will understand that this, Allah has shown us His power through coronavirus. This, we can't say it's a punishment. We are not saying it's a punishment for everybody. But we can see that this is a clear warning to the whole world. Be careful. Allah has power to stop the whole world with a tiny thing like a virus, right? Allah is showing us His power. The smart people like you guys will now beware, right? Like you were telling me earlier, that I will listen. When if I get a warning, I will listen. I will do istighfar. This is the time to do istighfar. This is a warning, a clear warning that Allah is giving us. That be careful. You don't have power. You are not going to live forever. You are not in control. Allah is in control. You have to return to Him. Allah has shown whole worlds. Nobody could have imagined 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that the whole world can just stop like that. Schools closed, shops closed, everything closed. Whole countries could close. Wars could stop. But everything stopped. By a tiny virus that we can't even see with our eyes. Right? Some people, again, they will just like go buy a lot of, toilet paper. And just panic and, sit at home and on their screens, watch a lot of videos, and the whole Ramadan will just go like that. Some people won't even know what Ramadan is, right? They will miss out. But you, listening to me right now, maybe Allah wanted you to listen to this. That's why you are here. So you now know that Allah is giving me a warning. And when Allah gives us a warning, it's time to do better. It's time to do a lot of astaghfar. Right? It's time to ask Allah for a lot of forgiveness. And this Ramadan, we are so blessed that this Corona time is like, just like we landed on Ramadan, right? Right around Ramadan. So we can even do a lot more istighfar now. Lot more. Ask Allah for a lot more forgiveness now. This is the time for you. If I don't know if any other Ramadan of your life you thought I will do really my best, this is the Ramadan. You must do your best. You must do your best. This Ramadan will be a big separator between people. Some people will go shooting up in good deeds, becoming so much better. Some people will go shooting down after this month, because they will go so much worse. They'll go down after this Ramadan. They would have missed so much. I don't want you to be amongst those. I really don't. Allah doesn't want you to be among those. Allah doesn't want you. Allah wants you to win. That's why. Who gives you a warning? Somebody who cares about you, isn't it? Somebody who doesn't even care about you, would they warn you? No. Your parents warn you, like, don't do this, don't touch the fire, don't do this, don't do that. Why? Because they care about you. Allah gives you a warning, not because He is angry and He hates you. Allah gives you a warning because He loves you. He's merciful to you. He cares about you because He wants you to win. He wants you to be in Jannah. So remember that. Allah wants you there. And He's helping you through this. So take heed. Make this the best Ramadan. And you have to take charge of this Ramadan. Nobody else is going to. And inshallah, then we can also win. Like in the end, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam won. Right? We know he won. And I want you today to think about one thing that is coming in between you and Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it a device? What is it that stops you from being your best, stops you from coming closer to Allah? What is the one thing that stops you the most from coming closer to Allah? Most likely, I'm sure it's a device, right? Or a gadget.